And the federal government is also under pressure to deliver on health reform. Julia Gillard has taken the scalpel to one of Kevin Rudd's most treasured reforms. She's dumped the plan for Canberra to pay the majority of the cost of healthcare. Instead, her new idea, to be presented to the states on Sunday, aims to help patients before they need a trip to the hospital. George Roberts joins me now from Canberra. So, George, what does the new plan look like?
Well, not much of the original health and hospital reform plans of the Kevin Rudd government appear to be intact. Among the major changes are that the states will hang on to their GST revenue, and the structure is more health reform than hospital reform. Indeed, the government's aiming to keep people out of hospitals by providing more local Medicare centres, or fast-tracking the introduction of those rather, and also increasing the number of GP clinics that can operate after hours and late into the night in order to take some of the burden away from hospital emergency departments. Now, one of the other major differences is that Julia Gillard has moved away from the 60% takeover of hospitals, and instead she's asking the states for an equal partnership. And here's what she had to say about how that would be structured.
I announced today that I will, at the meeting on Sunday, say to Premiers and Chief Ministers that the federal government is prepared to contribute half of the costs of growth in public hospitals. That is, we will contribute 50 cents for every new dollar that is needed for public hospitals. That will come from the federal government.
So, George, what's the reason for these changes?
Well, both the Prime Minister and the Health Minister, Nicola Roxon, have conceded that there was a deadlock with some of the states and they had to move to end that standoff. With the Liberal Premier in Western Australia, Colin Barnett, and with a new Liberal Premier in Ted Baillieu in Victoria, they were both holding out or threatening to, in the case of Victoria, on allowing the government to take back the GST. With the prospect of a potential new Liberal Premier in New South Wales as well, this standoff was growing and the government needed to move on it and get some new negotiation happening. Now, the Prime Minister, Julia Gillard, will take that negotiation to the meeting with the heads of states and territories on Sunday, and she's also taking a $16 billion sweetener into that deal, which she hopes will get it across the line.
All right, George, thanks for joining us.